What? Wait, I don't think they're ready for this.
These moves looking real nice in the future. These moves looking real nice in the future. These moves looking real nice in the future. Pull up on them and it look nice, look nice.
These moves looking real nice in the future. These moves looking real nice in the future. These moves looking real nice in the future. Pull up on them and it look nice, look nice.
Yeah, we look nice, future looking nice, we don't need to tell them
Here
twice.
comes the future.
Yeah, we look nice, future looking real nice, we don't need to tell them twice.
Here comes the future.
Windy Wollongong as round 2 of the Isuzu Ute A-League Men's continues with Wellington Phoenix at their home away from home for the foreseeable future against Central Coast Mariners, who are riding high after an F3 Derby win in their opening game, and plenty of Mariners fans have made the trip south and are looking forward to seeing their team back up what was an opening day statement. Out come the sides then, Wellington Phoenix in their home kit for this one, hoping to post a win after a credible 1-1 draw against the Macarthur Rams in the opening round. These teams can barely be separated on the all-time head-to-head record. 17 wins for the Phoenix, 16 for the Mariners, and just 2 goals difference over all of their years squaring off as well. It promises to be a game where we should learn a lot about both teams for one particular reason. These teams ranked 10th and last for possession and pass accuracy in round 1. Who wants the ball? Never mind who wants to win. Those are the burning questions coming in today. Wellington Phoenix bring in Josh Sotirio for his first start of the season. It means that Ben Wayne goes to the bench and Curtis Mogg drops out of the side. Louis Fenton is coming back, one of the longest serving Phoenix players. We'll wait and see if he gets action in Ufuk Tale's team today. See how they line up as well. And the Mariners, there's Gary Hooper, the centre forward, who is going to lead the line, the Celtic man, one of the big players in this Wellington team. He ranks highly on the NRI, the Name Recognition Index, and so he's going to be carrying the expectations today. Central Coast, unfortunately for them, Benny Nkololo suffered an ankle injury right at the end of last week's F3 Derby. It means he's out of the squad altogether, but it's fantastic news for Damien Sekenis, who comes in and makes a debut. We'll talk about the significance of that in a moment, because on the bench, Noah Smith is into the squad. And there is Sekenis. He is the son of Peter Sekenis, the Marconi Stallions gaffer, former Ollie Roo and a long-time NSL player. So let's see if this father-son combination can continue a great footballing legacy here in this country. Reno Piscopo, who got over his little knock to the ankle last week, gets us underway. Round 2 action, Isuzu Ute A-League Men's. And it is Wellington attacking the left of your screens against the Central Coast Mariners. And welcome to the broadcast, former A-League player, Daniel Georgievski. Hello.
Thank you for having me, big man.
Thoughts on this one? Expecting the unexpected, perhaps, with 2 teams we don't know a great deal about.
Well, look, in the past, both these teams are very, very even. One will win one will win the other, so we don't really know what to expect, but it is a brand new season. A few changes on both sides, but I think all in all, they both showed great matches last week, and we're looking forward to how they will deal with this one this week.
Certainly a case where both teams would have come in feeling the energy of a lot of positives, as the Mariners retain possession at the centre of defence here. Kai Rolls and Ruan Tongic, his centre-back partner. And the Phoenix now starting to look a little bit more interested in press, and perhaps just a little heaviness in the surface there as Rolls sent it back to Mark Birigidi. Over the head of ball. Who's the last touch off? Assistant referee does indeed point for a corner, so a little bonus there for the Phoenix. Hardly the most menacing attack. Assistants today, Owen Goldrick on the near side of your screens, and Kearney Robinson, the assistant there, flagging for the corner on the far side. So they've sent off a couple of corners from the left. Let's see how Central Coast defend a corner from the right. Lewis takes, and it's a solid defensive header from Bozanic, only as far as Piscopo. Slides it to Sotirio. They've got men behind here, and it missed the man at the near post. Sotirio's cross. Promising though for the Phoenix as they look to set up another phase of attack. Lewis. Back to Payne. Piscopo, first time ball, asking a lot of Sotirio, who just headed it into open space. Tongic back to Birigidi.
It was a massive chance just before, but I guess no one was on the end of Sotirio's cross. But great ball by Piscopo, putting it in, just seeing the vision, didn't just think just to put a cross in. I think the team that understands this weather and this wind, which you can see quite a bit in the rain, I think that team is what's going to kind of have a goal at the end of it.
Lorena, long shot, stings the palms of Ollie Sale. And that little layoff from Cy Goddard there, able to set him up for the opportunity. The Phoenix are going to slingshot right back down the other end, not perturbed by the chance for the Mariners at all. And at the edge of the box, Birigidi is able to short-circuit it before Hooper could get any closer. But end-to-end at the moment. Promising first 14 and a half minutes of this one.
Very promising. You don't know who to go for. It's actually very, very, very entertaining. You know, it seems like both teams are letting the other team come comfortably into their half, and with that, chances will be created. But I think the team that, like I said, does figure out the wind and how to use it to their advantage will be the team that do capitalise on it. So you can see even through the corners that have come through, they're all in-swingers, and great shot here. You can see Arena's just going in, getting away from the back four line and just finding that little bit of space, and someone of his quality. That was a great save by the goalkeeper.
It was such a flat shot, wasn't it? The ball not really rotating at all in the air.
I'm actually quite impressed to see both teams on corners. Obviously, Central Coast had the last 2-3 corners, but before that, Wellington had another 3, and they all try to do in-swingers because of this wind, but it seems like they've been actually training quite hard defensively.
Hooper, the shot on sight, a tumbler. And it goes wide left in the end, but couldn't resist the invitation.
No, like we said earlier on in the first chance of the game, he's shooting. There's no other way he's going about it, but you can see on both teams, the strikers are cutting in a little bit and letting the wingers come in front, and they're giving that opportunity, and they're getting themselves that opportunity, that half a metre gap for them to shoot from about 25 yards out. And with the field, with the wind, I think that could be a very vital moment for both teams.
Rufer. And now Payne and Laws.
On the outside!
McGarry. Nice turn from Sotirio. He's around Tongic. Sotirio stuttering as he tried to line up his feet, and he's put it out. Tries to ask for a corner, and I believe that's what he'll get with a deflection on the way.
Well, that's what you get from Josh Sotirio. That's why he's coming to the team from last week. He was on the bench. I think he's just he's just a beautiful nutmeg. I can't really say anything too bad about that, but I guess his shooting hasn't been his strong point, but getting that position is a lot of worrying signs for Central Coast because he's a very, very rapid player.
Just froze up there when the chance to shoot presented itself. Sotirio, 8 goals in Phoenix colours, 19 total A-League men's goals. Here's the corner, and it's been turned onto the boot and over the bar from Sotirio. A little half volley, but a bit too hot to handle.
That was a very interesting ball. You didn't think we would have thought of going in for the big man, but looks Sotirio right place, right time, and he actually wrapped his foot around the ball quite well. But you know, Central Coast defensively, corners, that should be something they'll be looking at. Every man has to be marked.
Errant pass from Tongic, but Piscopo couldn't capitalise. So now everything would have to go right here, and the referee won't even see the full minute. Happy to send the teams in at half-time. It feels as though this one is on a steady boil, though, even though neither side was able to break the deadlock. Chances are plenty. The finishing touch needed at present. Half-time in Wollongong. It is Wellington Phoenix 0, Central Coast Mariners 0. So all in readiness then to get the second half of the action underway. Mariners trying to go 2 from 2 for the second season in a row. Wellington looking for their first 3 points of the campaign as we get back underway in Wollongong. And no subs at the half-time break, so Daniel Georgievski, thoughts on who might blink first or who might act in order to take the initiative using their bench?
It'll be interesting, to be honest. We just don't know how this game's going to play out. If we're going off the first half, I wouldn't have made any substitutions because you don't know who to take off or to leave on. It's one of those games, it'll be a bit of a tug of war, but I guess the first 10-15 minutes would definitely show which coach doesn't need to make substitutions or not.
Saw the shock of blonde curly hair in the row sitting behind Nick Montgomery there. That is Moresh, the Brazilian. We're still rolling here. There he is, Moresh. Who's going to take it, Piscopo or Lewis? It will be Reno Piscopo, and it needs a good save from Birighitti to tip it around the post. And the Phoenix are first to lay siege on goal in the second half.
What a shot by Piscopo, but even better save by Birighitti. I think he didn't know who was going to shoot, so he had both angles covered, but I think Piscopo would be pretty angry at the fact that he actually made such a great save, because it's one of his best shots he's had as a free kick in a while.
And so the resulting corner, pressure remains on. Lewis in swinger, rolls and turned in. Hooper makes it 1-0 for the Wellington Phoenix. What a great start out of the rooms at the start of the second half. And a corner not dealt with has been knocked in from close range.
Well, we did say that a corner might be the break in this game. Obviously, you can see the captain saying, everyone, get your minds right. In swinger, I think unlucky, you can kind of say that one of the defenders headed into their own play, but Hooper's he's just that typical striker. He'd just be in the right place at the right time, and Birighitti was unluckily on his backside at the time, so he couldn't really do much, but yeah, it could have been a foul, but at the same time, it didn't really matter. Hooper was just in the right place in the right time for his second goal of the season.
Well, when you're paid to score goals, those are the positions you take up. Right place, right time, right foot, and it's his 10th A-League goal in 23 appearances, so a good strike rate as well. So now over to the Mariners, because Wellington, we had the Piscopo free kick, then the resulting corner, and they have come out at half-time really on fire.
Well, they really have. You know, the first 5 minutes they went straight forward. There's no looking back. There's no worry about the first half, what had happened at Central Coast had a few more chances, and then they've gone straight in, and you can see straight on the front foot. They've had a corner, they've scored from the corner, and we'll be interested to see how the Mariners coach goes at this.
Urania trying to assert himself back on the game. On his left side here, sliding past Rue. Now the follow-up is just wide of the left-hand post. A stinging drive from Max Ballard.
He's full of confidence. He's seen Oli Bozanic in the first half have a couple of them. He's probably like, where's my chance? So he had his great chance. He looked up, he went straight for it, and unfortunately he did go on the side of the pole, on the side of the ball, the side of the post, sorry. And we'll just see how you can see straight away that they've kind of fixed their issue.
Rolls, long ball. Laws backtracking. Goalkeeper stayed on his line. Underhit pass. Urania equaliser. Central Coast Mariners weren't behind for long, and the Costa Rican Urania makes it 1-1.
Well, what can we say? We don't know what to say half the time. You know, you don't expect the defender to make a mistake like this, especially with the runner from behind. You know, there was a hopeful ball. Nothing was coming from it, but Renner I guess he was just in the right place at the right time, same as Hooper for his goal. But unfortunately for Wellington, Laws just didn't know where he was, and Sale was just expecting that pass back. But, you know, great. It's even again. We don't know what we can do. It's a Harvey Norman replay with beautiful shots here, as you can tell. And again, Renner, right place, right time.
First 12 minutes of the second half, and it has prompted the first sub, and it is the Brazilian Moreira who is going to come on here. In fact, it'll be a double change, so Damien Sekenis' debut comes to an end, but he's shown plenty as a target man. I think there's really good signs from him. I'll get your opinion in a moment, Daniel, but we've got another sub coming up here, and it is Lewis Miller, who going to be coming on as well. Still standing next to the fourth official because Storm Roo's number is up. So thoughts on the two players leaving the game?
I'm not sure about Storm Roo. Might be a little, not quite sure to be honest, because it was quite brightly in the first half. He was one of the players that was going up and most dangerous for Central Coast Mariners, but it might have been a tactical change or could have just been probably a bit of injury, I would say. But the young boys at Kennesy's actually had a pretty good first half. He was trying to get into the groove of the game. He was trying to find those pockets of spaces, which he found a bit hard compared to Arena.
Moresha, into the box he goes, and now Urenia on the turn. He's allowed to turn and shoot. Good save from Sale, and he must be wondering what his defence was doing there to allow Urenia to turn like that. Good strong hand though to keep this game level at 1-1. Now Lewis to Sotirio. Wellington, can they recapture the magic of the first 3 minutes of this second half? Because now it's the Mariners on top and asking questions. Ball clipped by Piscopo. It's going to sit up for Ball on an impossible angle. And Tongiak acrobatically trying to get it away. However, the ball was already dead out for a goal kick.
Yeah, very similar to the first half where it was going a little back and forth. You can see goals from shots from both. I think right here, I think Laws is still a bit groggy, I would say, from that mistake for the leading up to Central Coast's goal, but he has to be much closer to Arena here. You can't give him that space. He only needed half of it. He was very lucky that his goalkeeper was there, but you can't give a player like him even an inch, let alone half a metre. So I think that is a bit of a wake-up call for Laws. He's a great defender, obviously, but that little mistake is obviously not recouped from it. So let's hope that that little mistake is not going to happen again for him.
Get up! Get up! Get up!
Birighitti out of his box. Red in the air by McGarry. Now Lewis looking up with Piscopo, and Ball has space to shoot here. He defers to Sotirio, and Sotirio through traffic. He's put the Phoenix in front. A perfect working of the angles from Josh Sotirio, and the goals continue to flow. It's Wellington 2, Central Coast Mariners 1.
Well, they do say if you don't try, you never know what can happen. It was a little deflection, but Josh Sotirio he was caught in two minds there. He just didn't know whether to shoot or to cross because the ball was around there. But look, hats off to him. His shot, he's given it a go, and you know what? When the ball wants to go in, he wants to go in. So hats off to the Wellington. You can see that was happening. Ball had driven through, played him straight in. Hooper didn't go for a shot himself. He gave it straight to Sotirio, who, like I said, full of confidence. His first start of the season. It's only been 2 games, but he's just given it a go, and now we can see there's 2 substitutions happening.
So Wellington had the subs lined up, and even though they've scored, they're still going to make them. So Alex Rufer leads the game, and Nicholas Pennington is on for his A-League men's debut. Moresha. Now Hatch. And taken off his feet and out for a corner. Elliott's appealing. Well played by Hatch. He took the game on.
Nothing. I think it's a shoulder.
You can see that Elliott is still favouring his shoulder. Here comes the corner for the Mariners. Hunting an equaliser. It slides through the box. And Bozanic! Oh, he's put it wide. He was trying to pinpoint the top left. And he couldn't hit the target.
Well, it's good that nothing came from that, because you can see Elliott was waving and saying, oh, I've got to come off. There's something wrong with his shoulder. And unfortunately, the ball came on his side, so he's actually very happy that nothing had come from it. But also lucky that Wellington didn't do that. They're actually quite lucky that nothing came from it as well, because that substitution, especially when you have a corner against you, you don't want to make, but at that moment, I think it was lucky that Central Coast did not score.
So it is another double sub for the Mariners. Louis Fenton is going to make his first appearance of the season, number 138 in the A-League for the long-serving Phoenix veteran. And as expected, it is also game over for Callan Elliott. So Ben Old is going to come on here, and Sotirio, maybe they're not taking any further risks with that knock to the back of his ankle. And so his goal right now separates the 2 teams, but his afternoon is over for Ben Old, who's coming on to make just his 3rd A-League men's appearance. Josh Nisbet Spending more and more time on the ball as this second half wears on. Orenya, Lewis Miller. Now Nisbet, decision time. Some drift towards the end of the box, and well, it's the decision made for him. Lewis giving away a free kick in a dangerous position here.
Yeah, it's a very silly foul. I think they've got a big block. You can see that Wellington are happy to absorb all this attack from Central Coast Mariners. That's just a very silly foul in a very dangerous position. So, yeah, I don't think Ufuk Talay would be too happy with that, as you can see they've been defending quite deep.
So only Bozanic stands over this free kick. I think Sale at the moment is only setting a two-man wall. All on the boot of Bozanic then. Can Mariners conjure an equaliser right here? And needed the save. Sale equal to it and parries it out for a throw.
It's a really good free kick, very similar to Piscopo's in the start of the second half, but I think this is, even in the FA Cup, Bozanic had two free kicks very, very similar, and both of them were saved, so he's probably thinking, what else do I have to do to get this ball in the goal from a free kick? It's hit it very, very well. It's dipping, it's in the right position, but again, Sale is pretty confident. He just managed to palm it away and get it out to safety.
Low pass up the middle, intercepted by Payne. But he's going direct here. Ball able to evade Tongic once. And now in from the left side. Ball almost glued to his feet in the end. Lewis Miller gets it away.
We're very lucky there, because Tony seems like he's just cramping up, or he's in a bit of an injury. But yeah, very good that.
Top of the box here. Old clips. Penalty. And this is the chance for the Wellington Phoenix to put it to bed. As simple as that. Ben Old got to the ball first, and Wellington are going to the spot.
Yeah, you can see, I think Kyle Rolls just didn't see the Old coming through. It's one of those ones where the defenders is such a big gap that you just think there's nobody there, but he had committed, he wasn't going to come out, but yeah, I think it's a right call. It's a right call from the referee, and unfortunately for them, it's a spot kick for Wellington.
Phoenix trying to put it to bed. Saved! Birighitti comes up with the stop, and Wayne is denied. And the little debate about who takes the penalty perhaps was well justified.
Yeah, it's not the best time to be doing that, I guess. I think even from the coaching staff, they should have kind of already made it clear if Hooper's not on, who takes the next penalty kick. So I think it just went into his head, Wayne, but it was actually a pretty good penalty. But Birighitti, just great save, went to the bottom, read him perfectly, palmed it off, and it's still a game on our hands.
Still going Hall, he slips it through. Orenya, the Mariners still believe. Nisbet cutting it in, and well done by Lords. Still the whistle won't go. And through the box it goes. The Phoenix stand tall, and they hold on in a brave rearguard to claim 3 points for the first time this A-League men's season. Central Coast were throwing everything at them at the end. And even though Marco Orenya found the back of the net for the first time this season in the game, Wellington Phoenix 2, Central Coast Mariners 1.